I'm going to call to order the hearing upon the oh, wait a minute. Yes, upon the application of Robert Sprague at 554 Brook Road, dated April 15th, 2025, seeking a special permit or variance to build a 16-foot by 18-foot deck with an 8.5-foot by 4-foot attached landing to the existing structure. The property is located in a residency zoning district. The proposed deck will be 7 feet from the side lot line, whereas Milton zoning bylaws, Article 10, Section 275, 10.3A requires that new buildings or new sections of buildings be set back a minimum of 10 feet from the side lot lines. Virginia Donahue King. I'm the zoning administrator, and I will be hearing this case and deciding it on a panel of one person, which is pretty exciting. Anyway, in the file, we have the application, the denial letter. Let's see. We have visualizations of the schematics of the proposed deck. We have letters from neighbors to the right and left of the subject property at 548 Brook Road and 560 Brook Road. And we also have a plot plan showing that the proposed building will be, oh, golly, it's hard to read. Well, I'm going to take it on faith that the building inspector has looked at this and knows that it is in fact at 7 feet from the property line. So anyone who speaks, I would ask you to state your name clearly and your address, and we can proceed now. If you'd like to give me an idea of what's just kind of give me a little bit of the information about your proposal.
Hi, I'm Robert Sprague at 554 Brook Road. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for taking your time to review our application. So basically, we just want to build a deck straight off the back. We will be removing a side staircase that right now is I think it's 2 feet 3 inches off the adjacent property line. So once we remove that, and then also we'll be removing a garage, which is 6 foot 9 inches off the property line, and putting the deck. So basically, the deck comes straight off the back of the house. So a couple of things will be removing, which will make it a little bit more conforming, and basically, this will improve the house and how we live in it, because one of the best features of our house is the backyard, and we're in it all the time. And as of right now, we have the garage in the back, which kind of blocks everything out, and you can't really see the backyard. And it's kind of right in the middle of it, in the backyard, and it's not really in a great spot. And we figured the deck would be a great improvement for our lives. And we have one kid now, and we want to expand our family. And it's just the backyard is really like our favorite area, and we're just trying to improve it. And this is my.
You know that I live in the area. I know the house. I know the backyards are really special there, and you do have a really lovely big backyard. And it would be nicer to have some area for this little guy or gal to play in closer to the house. So I do understand that. So basically, what we're saying is that this deck is going to be straight off the back. So we're following the line of the house, which means we're increasing the nonconformity, prior existing nonconformity of the house. And in fact, making it better because you're taking away that stairway on the side. So, So if there's any other information you'd like to give me, or shall I decide now?
My name is Carolyn. I'm his wife. I live here at 554 Brook Road as well. No, I think he really gave a good summary of it. As he mentioned, the existing stairs that were there when we bought the home off the side of the house, we redid our kitchen. So the exit off those stairs is gone now, and we're hoping to go off the back into a deck and then out to our backyard. So as he said, those stairs are very close to our neighbor's property line, and we'll be removing those. So those are 2.3 feet away, and we're going to do something that's 7.1 feet away. We've had those neighbors over to review it and see the plans and kind of walk through on our property itself, and they have no problems with that as well.
Okay, well, unless there's somebody else that wants to come in here and speak about this, which I see there's not, I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing and decide on this case. This looks like something that's, it's a win-win for everybody. You get more room and better room to use your home in. It's more advantageous for your children and growing family. Your neighbors to the side that's most affected by this, as well as neighbors to the other side, have both agreed that this is a good idea. I find that it does not, it might enhance, it might increase the largesse of the setback. It's in an area that's not very bulky in a deck. So it's something that fits in with the neighborhood, improves your home, which improves the homes around you. So I am granting this special permit. And what will happen now is I'll be writing a decision on this. When that decision comes into Bill, he gets it time stamped with the clerk, the town clerk, and a 20-day appeal period starts, during which time somebody could come out of the blue and appeal this. But really the time for that would be now. But statutorily, that's what we have to do. And after that 20 days, Bill will let you know so that your contractor can come and pull the permit for building. And congratulations on your new deck and your getting rid of the garage that's in the way of your backyard, and enjoy that backyard for many years to come.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Are we all set to leave the meeting now, Bill?
You certainly are.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Have
Thank
a nice
you.
rest of your
I'll
evening.
be in touch. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. If I may, while you shuffle that. Mr. Reyes, I am promoting you to panel. And the camera should be operational and your
All right. Can you see me?
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals with our Administrator, Virginia Donahue King.
Thank you both of you for your time. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Bill. Nice to meet you, Virginia.
Well, good to see you too. I'll be opening the hearing on the application of Francisco J. Reyes Carvacavallo.
Yep.
Carcavallo.
Carcavallo. It's a mouthful.
Carcavallo at 22 Mulberry Road, dated April 16th, 2025, seeking a special permit or variance to build a 7-foot by 32-foot two-story addition to the rear of the existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. The proposed structure would be built at a distance of 5.6 feet from the right side property line, whereas the Milton zoning bylaws, Article 10, Section 275-10.3A, requires that new buildings or portions of buildings be set back a minimum of 10 feet from the side lot line. All is therein set forth in said application and plans on file with the Board of Appeals. I'm Virginia Donahue King, and I'm the zoning administrator, and will be deciding your application here this evening. In the file, I have the application fee, which application fee. Now I'm looking at that. No, the application for the Board of Appeals, and your denial letter for the building commissioner. There is a plot plan of your property showing the existing dwelling And there are architectural markups showing schematics of the floor plans as well as exterior elevations. And a plot plan. Okay, so I have gone through everything we have here. So if anybody wants to be speaking at this, I'll ask you to state your name and your address, so we have a nice record of all of this. And I'm going to turn it over to the applicant to describe what it is that he proposes to do with his home.
Great. Thank you very much. Francisco Reyes, Carcavallo, 22 Mulberry Road. So the plan that we have, my wife is also on the line, but I'm at the office and she's at home, so I think she's just listening in. But the plan that we have is essentially to expand the house backwards. We have a porch right now in the back that we want to close out and make part of the house. And also, if you see the plot plan, we have the garage attached on the left-hand side of the house. So we're bringing everything to kind of square with that line of the garage to add some square footage to the property. The main reasons for that is we're a family of 4. We have 2 daughters, 13 and 8. When we moved to Milton 7 years ago, there were a little kid and a toddler, and the house was a decent size for us. But at this point, it's become pretty tight. We have a single full bathroom and 3 girls that spend a lot of time in the bathroom and showers and such. So this addition will help us add a bathroom, expand the kitchen, and also it's a 3-bedroom house, but one of the bedrooms, the one in the back, is very, very small. So that will make that room bigger so that the 2 girls, each one can have their own room. So it's really just gaining some more space within the space that we already have to be more comfortable for the family.
Okay, I'm looking at the plot plan and I see that the expanded home would be no closer to the right lot line than it currently is. It would just be a modest extension towards the back.
Yeah. And if I might add, the side there is not residential. It's a wooded area that is the back of the parking lot of the church that's on Parkway, on Blue Hill Parkway. So there's no neighbor there. We did talk to all the other neighbors and there were no objections, but there's no neighbor on that side where we are going to expand still close to the fence.
Yes, I've noticed that it's a very wooded area and probably they won't even see what's going on while you're doing the construction.
That's right.
Which is nice. So is there anybody else that wanted to speak on this, or is there anything else to add, or shall we move along and decide this application? Anything? Where do we?
Any hands raised?
Okay, so I'll close the evidentiary portion of the hearing. And this sounds like it's a modest addition in a home where the neighbors are not really going to see what's even happening there. Yes, it does extend the nonconformity, but only by a modest amount. It's no closer to the right side lot line than the current home is. There's certainly a need to have more than one family bathroom in these days. And, you know, with a 13-year-old, she does know that this is the most difficult year of her life, right?
Oh, is it? Oh,
yes, it is. My 13-year-old year was quite awful. And I think most 13-year-olds years are quite awful. So
that explains a lot.
Yes, it does. So that will explain, that will give her a lot more room to be able to be her own self for that 13th year, which I also wish you luck on, as well as I'm allowing this permit. So I congratulate you on having that permit and going through this process, probably in the nice weather where you'll be able to do this, I hope. So, so congratulations on your permit. And I will be writing up a decision for this that needs to be filed with the town clerk. And at that point, a 20-day appeals period starts. So you're not able to pull a building permit until that 20-day period has expired, which Bill will let you know of, so that you can get your builder in here and get things going as quickly as you can. So that decision will probably take a couple of weeks to get going, but I'll try and work on that quicker rather than slower. So,
Okay.
so congratulations to you and your family, and I hope that the building process is lucrative for you as a family.
Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for those words. Before I drop, is there anything that I need to do from my side at this point, or just wait for you and Bill to do the filing of the paperwork and wait for the appeals process?
Yes,
That's exactly right.
There is one thing after that whole thing, you probably want to file the decision with the Registry of Deeds. So
Okay.
so that when you go to sell your house in 30 or 40 years, somebody might say, this doesn't seem like it was supposed to be here, but
Mm,
it is.
okay.
So if you file that, that will keep your property up and current, and no question of legality of it.
Perfect.
I'll go over those details with you, Francisco.
Okay, I'll swing by in the next few days. Bill, and we'll discuss further.
Okay.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
We're and Carolyn Tully, who I do not see here. Okay.
Oh dear. Well,
They are due at 4:30.
well, we're just about there, so. Okay, it's now 4:30. I'm going to call to order the hearing upon the application of Patrick and Caroline Tully at 11 Gulliver Street dated April 16th, 2025, seeking a special permit of variance to build a 16-foot by 28-foot two-story addition to the right side of the existing structure. The property is located in the Residence C zoning district. The proposed structure would be built at a distance of 13.1 feet from the rear lot line, whereas the Milton zoning bylaw Article 10, Section 275-10(4)A requires that new buildings or portions of buildings be set back a minimum of 30 feet from the side lot line. My name is Virginia Donahue King. I'm the zoning administrator, and I'll be deciding this application in the next 15-20 minutes. In the file for the application, I have the application to the Board of Appeals, as well as the denial letter for the building permit because of that what is it, 13-foot distance from the rear lot line. I have elevations of what the proposed structure would look like on 4 sides, as well as what the current house looks like on 4 sides. Some schematics of the floor plans, and some more technical things that the builders will be very interested in, but I don't read too well. And let's see, plot plan. Where's the plot plan? Oh, I got the plot plan out here. Okay, and a plot plan showing the strange shaped lot that this house sits on, which is the reason that we're having a little bit of a problem. So I just would like to ask you to, for anyone that's speaking, to give your name and address so that we have a clear record of everything. And then if you give me just a little bit of an idea of where you're going with this new proposed structure, the need for it, and so forth, I would appreciate it.
Excellent. I'm happy to start, Virginia. First off, thanks for having me. My name is Patrick Tully. I live at 11 Gulliver Street, as you mentioned. A bit of background. I grew up in the house, actually. My parents bought the house back in 1978. So my brother and I were raised there. When they were ready to move over to Home Inc. in Milton about 8 years or so ago, my wife and I swooped in and bought the house from them. And Caroline and I have been raising our 3 kids there. We have a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So we obviously love the house, love the neighborhood. Having grown up there, it's so close to the high school, it's so close to the town hall, everything. It's great to be kind of in that part of town. So we love it. The house is old. Yeah, I think it was built in 1937, and it is a bit small too. It's 1,500 square feet, which feels very small with the 3 little kids that I have at the house at this point. As you mentioned, we've been working with an architect and a contractor to develop a plan to take our existing garage and mudroom, which is sort of this the house, and then attached to it on the right hand side is a mudroom and garage that are the mudroom's almost like a 3-season porch. It doesn't have a foundation under it, and then the garage is to the right of that. It's old. The foundation has kind of, it's wearing down. The roof, everything is wearing down. So we've developed a plan with an architect and a contractor to take that side of the building down and rebuild a new garage mudroom with a bedroom and bathroom above it. Obviously, kind of integral to our plan was to try to make sure we developed something that we felt like fit in with the neighborhood. As I said, living on Gulliver Street, a number of our neighbors have built off to the back to make additions and to make the houses a little bit bigger. So we tried to develop a plan that would kind of keep in kind of the form of the neighborhood. One thing that is instrumental, as you mentioned, having the plot plans there. Our existing house is sort of non-conforming on that side, where we have this funny side yard being the top house on Gulliver Street, the first one. We back up on the side to Canton Ave, and then the back of our lot abuts to Elm Street. So it's this side area that is kind of in question. We developed a plan to not move any closer to those neighbors. So where the garage ends now is exactly where we want the garage to continue to end. We only want to stay at that 13 feet plus or minus from the fence. We want to stay right at that same line that it is now and just extend it further toward the side, where you can see we have way more room on the side to stay within the sort of, I think you have 10 feet from the side, 30 feet from the back. So we intend to continue to stay where we are, but move it closer to the 10-foot line on the side. For what it's worth, I've obviously become very close with the neighbors over the years. I did reach out to each of them. I know the town sends a letter, but I did speak with each of them, walk them through our plans and what we intend to do. Nothing but, full support from the neighbors that the direct abutters that I spoke with. Everyone was kind of fully supportive of the plan. But like you said, I think that the key issue here is that the garage where it stands today is non-conforming. So in order for us to take that garage down and rebuild it, even if it is to that same line, we need to go through this process. So that's what brings us here today. So happy to answer any questions for you, or if anything was unclear in my kind of opening there, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of context on what we're trying to accomplish and what brought us here today.
Well, what on the neighbors that you had contacted, I assume they are at 645 Canton Avenue, 637 Canton Avenue, and 10 Elm Street?
Correct. I connected with every one of my direct abutters, including Sheila, who's 645 Canton Ave. The two family on Canton Ave next to Sheila, 637 and 635. I spoke with both of those families. The Brems behind me on Elm Street, the DeMecos to the side of me, the folks across the street, Dave and Carolyn and everyone. So I connected with everyone that is within one circle of me. I know with the town, we probably sent it to a broader range of folks as well. I think they sent it to, everyone within 300 feet of my property, which on Gulliver Street is a lot of people.
Right, that's right. But you spoke to all of your abutting neighbors, which is great.
That's correct. And honestly, we did that well before. There was a point where we weren't sure if we were going to need a variance. We had spoken with the inspectors. At one point, they were thinking it might be considered a side yard. They eventually said it should be considered a back just because of the shape of it. But before we were going to need a variance, I had run the plans by them just because, obviously, like I said, we've grown very close with the neighbors over the years. So I wanted to make sure everyone was comfortable with what we were going to do. And like I said, full support from everybody in the neighborhood.
That makes a great neighborhood to live in, doesn't it? Is there anybody else that wants to speak? Any hands raised? No, there aren't. So I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing and decide on this case right now. This is a clearly unusually shaped lot that brings in the problem with the backyard being cut, a corner being cut out of that for that two-family house on Canton Avenue. So you are not going to be covering more land already that is already there. So it while it increases the nonconformity of the house by being a taller structure, you have the support of your neighbors, and as you say, you could in fact be encroaching more into the tent, well, not encroaching, you're not encroaching on it. You could build another 6.65, excuse me, 3.65 feet to the right of the house, but you've chosen to keep it, you know, a modest addition as opposed to building out completely, which a lot of people feel the need to do. So that's really keeping in good favor with your neighbors as well as your own home. The need is there. Having 3 kids in, you know, these small 3-bedroom houses is difficult as they get older. Maybe at 9, 7, and 5, it's not as crucial, but it will be in a couple of years. So you're smart to be thinking forward on that. And it's clear that you love this house and love this land and love this neighborhood. So it's an important thing to keep up the house that it needed some work. It will make your house more valuable, which in turn would make your neighbors' houses more valuable as well. So I am deciding that by a vote of 1-0, that you get your special permit today. So not today, actually, I have to write it up, but and that could take actually a couple of weeks, but I'll try to get that going pretty quickly. Once you have, once that is submitted to the town clerk, it is a 20-day appeal period that you have to wait for before you can pull the building permit on this. And once that happens, once that's approved and the appeal period is over, it's a good idea to file this decision with the Registry of Deeds over in Dedham, just so that when you decide to sell your house, you can show that this is in fact a legal addition as opposed to something that somebody might be wanting you to rip down. So, so congratulations on your permit, and enjoy the or try not to disenjoy, shall I say, the building process, and keep your eye on the prize. Look forward to what that house is going to look like in a few months' time. So congratulations.
Thank you, Virginia. I appreciate your time today. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate your time as well.
You
You guys
are
have a great
welcome.
rest of your week. And if there's anything that comes up or there's anything you need from us, don't hesitate to reach out.
Absolutely. I'll be in touch.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
You.